Hello, I'm Shubhra Priyadarshini, bringing you Nature India's This Week in India Science. For the first time, India has approved gene edited rice varieties developed using the CRISPR Cas9 technology. The two new varieties are Pusa rice DST1 and DRR Dhan 100. These have been developed by leading research institutes under the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Unlike traditional GMOs, these crops contain no foreign DNA. Instead, precise edits improve yield, drought tolerance, and overall climate resilience. Indian scientists are also researching gene edited varieties of oil seeds, pulses, wheat, tomato, and more. Pusa DST1 offers better drought and salt tolerance, while DRR Dhan 100 delivers 19% higher yields and earlier maturity. These innovations promise major benefits for smallholder farmers. As Devesh Chaturvedi from the Agriculture Ministry put it, this is a homegrown breakthrough ready to reach farmers fast through both public and private channels. Read the news piece on Nature India. Now, later this month, on the 29th of May 2025, Air Force pilot and astronaut designate of India's Gaganyaan mission, Shubhanshu Shukla, will head to the International Space Station. As part of the Axiom 4 mission, he will spend 2 weeks in orbit juggling a fascinating mix of experiments, from hardy tardigrades and oxygen producing algae to fragile strands of growing human muscle tissue.
On our maiden mission to the International Space Station, we have a set of experiments being investigated by some of the leading academic institutions and research labs from India. The experiments range from research on growth of microalgae and cyanobacteria to muscle regeneration experiments, sprouting in space, studying resilience of tardigrades, seeds experiment, and human-computer interaction in space.
Tushar Fadnis there from ISRO. The mission is indeed a big moment for India. It's the country's second astronaut in space, and the first time an Indian astronaut will work aboard the ISS. It's also a three-way collaboration between NASA, Axiom Space, and ISRO, with astronauts from India, Hungary, and Poland flying together for the first time. Here's Shubhanshu Shukla from a press conference by Axiom 4 earlier this year.
Axiom 4 mission is very important for India, and it comes at a very opportune time. While we are on the station for 2 weeks, we will be performing a lot of scientific experiments and conducting several outreach events. I am really excited to go into the microgravity and experience the space flight on my own. The first Indian astronaut, Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma, was actively involved in that process with us, right from the process of astronaut selection and to the modalities of finalizing what kind of training we need to do and what kind of setup we need to have. I like to say that I'm a work in progress all my life. Like I need to be trained even more, but the experience of training with Axiom 4 for going on a mission to the ISS was quite different from what I had expected. The mission on board the ISS involves so many international partners and so many components to it that it is very distributed. And one aspect that really stood out for me was that the training is actually not consolidated. It is happening in parts at various locations. So I'm very confident that the lessons learned here during this Axiom formation in the coming months and during the flight as well are going to be very well utilized by us to further our own mission, Gaganyaan.
Read about the scientific experiments that the crew will conduct in a news piece this week on Nature India. Can microbes help clean up the world's waste mountains of plastic? Scientists studying landfill sites in Himachal Pradesh think so. A new study by researchers from Tripura University and CSIR Institute of Himalayan Bioresource Technology Palampur in Himachal Pradesh has uncovered how microbial communities in the landfills of Manali and Mandi naturally break down plastics, detoxify heavy metals, and digest organic waste.
Using metagenomics, we discovered that even in polluted Himalayan landfills, microbial communities remain highly active and resilient. And these findings suggest that microbial life hidden beneath landfills could be harnessed as a natural selection and solution for sustainable waste management in fragile mountain ecosystem.
That was Rakshak Kumar from Tripura University, who led the team that identified bacteria capable of degrading polyethylene, polystyrene, even toxic compounds like dioxins and chlorinated hydrocarbons. Manali's hotter landfill harbored plastic loving microbes like Hydrogenobacter and Pseudomonas, while the cooler Mandi site showed higher microbial diversity and enzymes for broader waste degradation. About 3.6% of the genes in these bacteria code for plastic busting enzymes, pointing to a natural toolkit for tackling non sanitary mixed solid waste. Read the research highlight on Nature India. India is facing a deadly antibiotic access crisis. We have known this for a while now, but a new study by Global Antibiotic Research and Development Partnership, GARDP, reveals that in 2019, only 7.8% of people with life threatening drug resistant infections in India received the right treatment despite antibiotics being available. Over a million such infections were recorded, yet fewer than 84,000 courses of appropriate drugs were used.
Antimicrobial resistance has reached a tipping point. This is no longer a future problem. We are already seeing significant treatment gaps. While India and other countries have already mounted strong responses, more resources need to go to these effective programs to ensure that patients are diagnosed and can access effective and safe antibiotics.
That was Jennifer Cohn from GARDP. Experts warn that undertreatment, not just overuse, is fueling the country's sky high AMR, antimicrobial resistance deaths. Systemic failures like high drug costs, patchy diagnostics, and market withdrawal by pharma firms are blocking access to antibiotics. Read about this and some of the suggestions on how the country can possibly overcome a crisis like this in Nature India this week. Mitochondria are often called the powerhouses of the cell, but there's more to their story than energy. A new study from scientists in Hyderabad suggests that fats in our cells, called membrane lipids, may have helped shape how certain proteins evolved over time. The team looked at a structure called complex 1, which plays a key role in how cells produce energy. It sits inside mitochondria, the tiny power plants in our cells. They found that parts of these proteins that touch fat molecules, not other proteins, have changed in different ways in plants and animals. The reason? The fats themselves are different.
One important lipid inside mitochondria is called cardiolipin. This helps to anchor proteins in place inside mitochondria. In plants, cardiolipin is more flexible because it has more bendy chains, and that changes how it behaves.
That was Swasti Rai Chaudhary, who led the team at CCMB. By simulating these molecules on a computer, the scientists show that proteins from humans and plants work best with their own kind of fat. Mix them up, and the energy making machinery basically falls apart. These findings offer new insights into the evolution of cellular life and into diseases rooted in faulty mitochondria. That's it from me, Shubhra Priyadarshini, this week in India's Science. Catch all our bite sized episodes to stay updated on the latest. This is the Nature India podcast.